Right, and
so I mean, that gives, I think, a reason enough for them to get the award.
Right, and we certainly came out good from that, and also, you know, Mahindra stepping in, that did lend a lot of credibility and help the company survive this crisis.
That's true. Actually, this team, they should just rename themselves Troubleshooters for India Inc. Because that was the time that investors, employees, customers, all were running away from Satyam. Satyam was a company that was imploding. It seemed to have no future. But these people put it all together, and instead of letting it go bankrupt or you know, to the in courts and have prolonged arguments over there, they just took charge, fished out the bad assets from the good, and turned it around.
And at one time it certainly looked like corporate terrorism, didn't it? Okay, let's talk about the man with the vision. He's our other nominee. No one can refute that our next nominee did what was best for the economy when the world was a sellout to the markets. He fought opposition from people rich and powerful, those who accused of being regressive. In fact, YB Reddy had the last laugh. Indrajit, you've followed RBI very, very closely. You've seen YB Reddy performed. He's been extremely independent and has managed to ward off bad from the Indian banking system, isn't it?
Yeah, again, I think it takes courage of conviction. And there was enormous pressure on him to, I think, swim with the tide in some ways, because there was, don't forget, a huge flow of liquidity in the system.
Right.
And on the other hand, I think he just saw the need to tighten liquidity and insulate the Indian system from the kind of excesses that were being committed in other parts of the world.
Right. And Dr. Mitra, many from the business leaders were very, very critical of YB Reddy at one time. But do you agree that he's kind of saved the Indian banking system from the global crisis?
Well, let me first submit that I have great regard for him, but I have to beg to differ with his position, because he took a call which Reserve Bank governors do.
Right.
The choice was growth sacrificed, but inflation controlled.
Right.
He took the position of controlling inflation, and it is our perspective that as a result, much before the meltdown, growth began to suffer significantly.
Okay.
But there is no doubt that his integrity, his clarity, and his conviction to take a position deserves real admiration, though I differ with him.
Your point also certainly well taken. With that, we go into a short break. Much more on the other side. We look at more heroes. Unstoppable Pawan Munjal, most influential business thinker C.K. Prahlad, and father of India's modern market, so to say, R.H. Patil. Stay with us.
My choice would be Pawan Munjal, because he's done a phenomenal job. We are the largest producers of motorcycle in the world, and nothing can beat that.
Indian of the Year, I was in the business category. I would go for the Subject Revival team.